Namaste, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Let's find a comfortable seat. You can use your blanket underneath you, and we'll just drop in, finding a tall spine. Take your shoulders up by your ears. Take a deep breath. And relax it down. Let's do that again. In through the nose, inhale. And exhale. One more time, breathing out through the mouth. Inhale. Make a little sound. Sometimes that element of vocalizing can be very helpful. So again, at this time, I invite you to settle into your space, to give yourself permission to arrive within the here and the now. Let your eyes close and just start to take note of what's available to you. It may come in the form of mental fluctuation, the thoughts in the mind, physical sensation in the body, or even emotional energy. But wherever you are, be there, be with it. Let go of judgment and allow yourself to feel. This awareness is the best place to start within any practice. Bringing attention to what is. Let your focus rest on your breathing now. Just feeling the subtleties of the inhale and exhale. And the way that your body moves as you breathe. Perhaps the feeling of the breath as it enters through the nose. Cool air. And as it exits, a little warmer. Just giving your full attention to each breath. And thoughts may still be moving through your mind. Try not to judge, just like watching the clouds in the sky. Just watching the thoughts move through and returning to the anchor of the breath. No need to judge. No need to criticize. Be where you are. And if today something strikes you as far as an intention for your practice, intentionality, direction, a focus, something that you're working on in your life or on the mat, set that intention here by bringing conscious awareness to that thought and feeling within your body the vibration of that intention. Bring both hands together and we'll rub the palms and create a little friction. We'll do a little more vocalization this morning. Bringing the thumbs to heart center. Take a deep breath in, sit up tall. Say ah, ah. Feel it reverberating within your body, these vibrations. The next we'll go with the O, deep breath. Oh. And then the another full inhale. And as we combined all three sounds, focus on your third eye, just about an inch behind the very middle of the forehead, this area. Bringing your consciousness to that space as we Om together. Take a full inhale. Let's do two more. One more time. Release your hands and rest in the silence for a few moments. A chant or a mantra. Man meaning mind, tra meaning tool, is a tool of the mind, just like the breath. It's something that brings us to awareness of presence, clearing out all the other thoughts. So now that we're a little more grounded, maybe a little clearer, let's start with our physical practice, asana. You can roll your blanket like so, in case you need it underneath your knees. And we're going to start in a child's pose. So, starting on all fours, bringing your hips back toward your heels. If you want to use your blanket in between, if you have any pain in your knees or your hips, come back this way. Let your elbows and your head rest on the floor. Child's pose is a restorative pose, right? So just let go into the earth. Let your eyes close and take awareness to your breathing. And we'll start to expand within that breath, taking a full inhale, full exhale, so that you start to feel your body move with your breath. Each exhale helps you to soften a little closer to the earth, letting go of a little more tension. Let's thread the needle by placing the right hand behind the left elbow, reaching across. resting on the right shoulder. Still breathing deeply. Let's switch the arms. And we'll make our way back up to all fours. So again, today's emphasis on practice is doing this to care for the self, for the body, the mind, and the spirit. And there are a lot of different ways that we can do that, but having a healthy body is sort of like a foundation within that. Let's do a few rounds of cat-cow. So breathe in, lift your head, tilt your tailbone up, let your belly draw toward the earth. You exhale, round your back, tuck your chin in. Inhale to lift. Navel pulls in as you exhale. Get as much movement through your spine as you can. This is a good way to kind of move around the internal organs and help to create tone through the organs. Just a few more rounds. Alright, next we're going to move to pigeon pose. Slide your right knee forward and bring your right foot towards your left hand. This may be pretty intense, so if you need support, take your blanket, place it underneath your right hip so that you're supporting the right hip. To go a little deeper, try tucking your back toes, sliding the left knee back a little. And just for a few moments, stay upright, lift your heart, take a deep inhale. And then as you exhale, gradually you're going to move toward the earth. Maybe come into your forearms. You could also use blocks underneath your forearms for support. And eventually, if you can, come all the way to the earth so that you can rest your head. Breathing in pigeon pose, Kapotanasana. This will probably You'd probably be feeling some sensation here in the hip, in the piriformis. So let your breath deepen as that sensation intensifies. And if it gets to be too much, if you're in pain, then ease out. Just maybe bring your torso back up, reevaluate. Be patient with your body. This is a great stretch for anybody who's in a seated position for a long time. Oftentimes what happens is that muscles in the legs, the hamstrings, the hips, you're shortening those muscles, which causes tension, which can usually transfer to the lower back. And so this is a definite issue, lower back pain in general. This is one of the ways that we can reset the body, caring for the body so that we don't have to be in pain. And when we do find ourselves in pain, if there's something out of balance in the body or an injury, well, there's a lot of energy that goes into that. A lot of thought in feeling pain. So that's one of the reasons why this practice is so helpful. Physical therapy for the self, Getting back into a healthy state so that we can function at our most optimal levels. Just a couple more breaths here. Okay, you can make your way out of the pose. And try extending your right leg, hip level, bending at the knee, and then make a big circle with your right knee. Hip rotation. Still breathing. Switch direction. Okay. Change sides, bringing the left knee forward and the left foot toward the right hand. You can use your blanket underneath the left hip, and to deepen, try sliding the right foot back a little. Deep breaths as we move forward. Try to let each exhale help you to relax a little further. And just a few more breaths here. Alright, welcome back. Up. Extend your left leg behind you. Bend at the knee. Make a circle. Stay with your breathing. Switch direction. Alright, back into table. Let's grab both the blocks. And place one like so. The other block like so. Come to a seated position and place the first block in between the shoulders, around the middle back. You may have to do some adjusting as you come down. Let your head rest on the second block. Once you're settled, try bringing the soles of your feet together. Again, adjustments can be made. Finding the place that feels right, where you can be for a few minutes. We've done this one before. It's a great way to help open up the front of the body, which oftentimes, we're closed, steering wheel, screen, and in that way we kind of maybe have a tendency to get a little closed off from our hearts, right? So in this way, as you rest your hands on the earth, palms facing up, Feet together, knees are open. We're opening up, right? We're opening up the body, opening up the heart. Let your breath expand into your belly. Feel the fullness of your breath. Relax your jaw and let your eyes close. Really drop into this space. And just taking this time out of your day can make such a big difference, you know? In my experience, oftentimes there'll be times that I'll, be able to practice, but whatever, something like my mood or something I feel like I need to get done gets in the way. But if I just stay the course, do the practice, I'll 100% of the time feel better than I did when I started. And then moving forward from that point, have a clearer perspective or be more aligned in what I'm doing. As my teacher says, there ain't nothing to it but to do it, right? It's all we gotta do is just step on the mat and go for it. Just a few more breaths here. Bring your knees together, straighten your legs out. Press out through your heels as you reach your hands toward the block underneath your head. Stay energized through your body as you press both arms away, straightening your arms with hands on each side of the block. Imagine that you're going to tear the block in half as you press both through the heels and through both hands. Press, deep breath in. As you exhale, take the blocks overhead, slowly rising up. Tuck your chin into your chest. Keep going. Press the block forward towards your feet as you come to seated. Good. Get your sit bones grounded. Make sure you're close to the earth. And here you can use blocks in between your shins. This is a possibility that you might place your forehead on to the blocks. But we're going to fold forward no matter where you are, with knees bent. Find the place where you're holding resistance and be with it. There's no rush to get anywhere, alright? Come back to your breathing. A little bend in the knees can be helpful. Give yourself that option if you need to. Remember, everybody's going to look differently where this takes them, so try not to compare, compete. Deep breathing. Few more breaths, stay with it. Good. We'll come back up. You can let both knees bend. With your hands behind you, press down into your feet and maybe lift your hips up. Deep breath. One more full inhale. And as you exhale, come on down. Before we move on, grab your journal. And what I'd like you to write about today is 3 forms of self-care that you employ. And if you'd like to include yoga as one of those, you're welcome to. But 3 things that you put healthy energy into, whether it's cooking yourself a healthy meal or taking quiet time, maybe like having a nice bath, or resting whenever you need to, taking naps, or enriching yourself with things that you're interested in and studying different things. Whatever it is that you do to take care of yourself, write about 3 of those. You might write how they make you feel. You might write how you could implement them more into your daily life. Be creative. Let's bring both knees into the heart, lying on your back. From here, cross your right knee over the left. Take your block on the right side and bring both knees over to the right. Okay. If you want extra support, use your blanket as a prop. And this will probably feel a stretch along the left side, maybe in the lower back. You might turn your head to the left, still continuing to breathe. Breathing into the belly. Come back to center. Crossing left leg over the right. Bring both knees to the left this time. Switch. Again, arms can be in a T. You can turn your head to the right. Make adjustments if you need to. We'll move back to center. Take your blocks and place them on the side of you. Let your knees bend. Pull your navel to your spine and start to slowly lift your hips up into the air. Coming into a bridge. Take one block, or maybe both if your hips are high, lifted. Rest your sacrum on the blocks. Place both your feet mat distance apart and let your knees fall toward one another. Resting in supported bridge. Still breathing deeply. Couple more breaths here. Lift your hips. Take the blocks out from underneath, slowly come down. Do anything else that feels good to you. You might try Happy Baby, hands at the shins, or the outer edges of the feet. And relax out. If you'd like to, take your blanket, roll it and place it underneath your knees. This can be a little extra support in Shavasana, corpse pose, resting pose. Try to get into a space where you're completely relaxed, letting go. Palms turn up. The toes point out in opposite directions. Shoulders can come a little closer to the middle of the back so that the front of the body softens. Corpse pose is where all the poses come together so that the relaxation that we've cultivated, we can rest in. The body can rest, the mind can rest, and within that place of rest, we receive healing. Right? So take rest, everyone. Gently start to wake up now, moving the fingers and toes, wrists and the ankles. Stretch out just like waking up in the morning. Bring your knees into your chest and wrap your arms around your legs. Rock over to one side and slowly start to come up. And just a couple more things before we go. Please take the time to take care of yourself. You know, it's an important thing right now. Whereas there's so much going on in the world, so much happening, that if we're always stuck in our emotions and we're not processing things, and find ourselves in a place where we don't, we might feel lost. So slowing down, being diligent about your practice. And by diligent, I mean by practicing all the way through on the videos. That is important. And if you need to supplement, if you need more, please check out the other videos I have on YouTube from last semester. Take the time for yourself and know that it's not just about you, it's about everybody that you're around, that you affect, that everybody is connected, right? So to recenter, to reground yourself at this time is important for all of us. And yeah, I think that's about it. Hope you all have a lovely weekend. Be in touch. If you need to, send me an email. I'm here for you. Namaste.